guys, welcome to Souls Know Evolution. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me. This is going to be your guidance message for Monday the 6th and Tuesday the 7th of April 2020, which includes the full moon in Libra. I'm going back to the old faithful spread for the readings this week, guys, just to reduce the amount of time that it takes me to get these readings out. As you know, and I'm sure it's the same for you, things have changed. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do, but I still want to provide these messages for the collective, and doing this is part of my spiritual practice, so that's not something that I'm prepared to give up. So for this week, I'm reducing the amount of time for each of the readings. So we're looking for an energy that represents you, how you're feeling, your attitude, your outlook, as well as your mindset. And then going to be looking for the energy playing out for the next couple of days. And finally, if I can get those in, we're going to be looking for your challenge or your opportunity. So we'll see what comes up. Let's split this deck. Now, when I was shuffling, the Seven of Cups did fall out. We've got the Ace of Cups for your energy. Wow, energy playing out is the Temperance. Wow, and then we've got the Hermit for your challenge or your opportunity. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Three of Cups. As I was saying when I was doing the pre-shuffle and the prayer, the Seven of Cups did fall out. So I thought, well, if it comes back up, it comes back up. It may be relevant, it may not be. So we'll see how that ties in. So your energy then was starting up this week, if I can get it off the table, with the Ace of Cups, which is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So this is a new emotional beginning, a new emotional reset point. It can be speaking about self-love. It can be speaking, that's not even a word. It can be speaking about the opening of your heart chakra, which is absolutely beautiful energy. Now, aces, we got a couple, well, we got one ace in the weekend reading, but I also mentioned the Ace of Cups that was being presented through the Four of Cups that you may have ignored in the past. So this could be a continuation of that weekend reading where you are opening your heart to a new emotional opportunity. You are accepting. This could be a cup that's being offered from somebody else to you. It's going to resonate for you in a lot of different ways. But this is a new emotional beginning. It could be an emotional reset point within an existing relationship. It could be the startings or the sparkings of a new emotional relationship or situation that's going on in your world. Like I mentioned before, this could also be an embracing of self-love, of self-care, a new emotional beginning on an individual or personal level. Now, we've got the Three of Cups at the bottom of this deck, and that speaks about celebration, it's joy, it's happiness, it's connecting with like-minded people. And I'm just seeing the stars that are sort of standing out in both of these cards. So it may be that you've wished upon a star for a new beginning, or to connect with like-minded people, a soul family, a soul tribe. And it feels as though you're being encouraged to step in that direction, or your heart is opening up to a more light-hearted energy. This Three of Cups, like I said, it speaks about celebration. 3 to me is a number that speaks about growth. So there's been some sort of emotional growth that is either leading to this new emotional beginning. It's from this emotional beginning that will lead you to more emotional growth within your relationships of all kinds, friendships, family ships, as well as, you know, with soul partners, soul tribes, that kind of energy. Now, the energy that's playing out for the next couple of days, and I did mention we are covering the full moon with this reading, it's in Libra. And I love the fact that we have the Temperance card that's come out. It's not representative of Libra, but in this depiction, I'm just seeing the balancing of the sun and the moon, which is the masculine and feminine energies within each and every one of us. So there is the energy is asking you to have a balanced or measured approach to your situations, to how you're interacting, to what you're dealing with over the next couple of days. Now, because we do have the moon in there, and as I mentioned, we do have the full moon for me in the UK. It's on the 7th, Tuesday. But the moon, generally, when we see the moon, it speaks about that which is going on below the surface. It can reference our emotions. It's our feminine, divine feminine energy. But we've got this masculine sun here as well. And the sun speaks about manifestation. It speaks about success, its warmth, its happiness. Especially if this is a union, it could be a coming together of the masculine and the feminine on an individual or external level. Or this could be something that's happening internally, which is what is allowing your heart chakra to open, like I mentioned before. Now, temperance is card number 14, which reduces down to a 5. So that would speak to me that the energy for the next couple of days may be challenging in some way. There could be something that you are being encouraged to learn. There may be an opportunity for you to bring about some sort of lasting change in your world. And for you to bring about that change, you're being encouraged to step into this temperance energy. And I'm sure temperance came out in the weekend reading as well, in a completely different deck. But to me, temperance is this alchemy card. It speaks about understanding, yeah, it did come out in the weekend. I was going to say just how much energy or effort that you're being encouraged to bring to a situation. It's the balancing of the fire and the water energy within yourself. So it's balancing your passions with your emotions and finding balance within the two. This can also speak about a karmic situation that you're dealing with, and the globe at the moment, the world, we are dealing with a karmic situation in terms of this pandemic. So you're being encouraged to balance your emotions, to come from a place of love. Well, this is where you are coming from over the next few days. So it's continuing bringing that loving energy into your interactions, into your dealings as you move through the next few days. Then our challenge and or our opportunity, we have the Hermit, which is beautiful. And I love the fact that this has come out. It's come out in so many readings over the last week or so. But the Hermit is card number 9, and it rules Virgo energy. And it speaks about solitude. It speaks about wisdom. Bear with me, guys. Yeah, I put Safi down for a nap, and I can hear her in there, like running amok in a cot. So this Hermit, like I said, it's either our strength, no, our challenge, or our opportunity. So some of us are finding it difficult to be spending this time on our own. Like I said, it's the card that speaks about solitude. It's going within, it's cutting out all of the external noise, external communication, external contact with others, and allowing or using this time to ascend, to grow, to look within for the answers that we have been seeking in our external world. So this energy may be easier for some than it is for others, since it's showing up in our challenge and our opportunity position. But going back to this temperance card, we've got 2 major arcana cards here and an ace. And aces always speak about new beginnings, a new way of doing something, a new opportunity, a new idea on an emotional level of how you can, let's say, emotionally invest in the situations that you're dealing with. So this is about, if this is hard for you, it's about opening your heart. It's about you sort of like, I'm just picking up the self-care, understanding that you can use this time to tune into your heart space, to connect with what it is that you truly want, whether it's on a spiritual level, an emotional level. But this is about you being in touch with or in tune with your heart space again. I just love how she's glowing, and it almost feels like it's coming from her heart space. So as you go into this period of solitude, or as you've been in this period of solitude, it's about understanding that the answers that you've been seeking in your external world are being made available to you now. 9 to me is an energy that speaks about spiritual growth, it's creativity, it's freedom, it's having learnt the lesson. So it's allowing yourself to go within, to understand where, you know, you have reached the culmination of something. We had, what was it? I don't know, we had 2 cards that spoke about being in your independence and your freedom. And the other one was saying it's like time for something to end. They were the oracle cards that we got over the weekend. So it's like, it's just a replaying of that same energy, a continuation. But there's enlightenment that can be sought by going within. And if you're struggling to spend this time on your own, it's about balancing out, like I said, your emotions, balancing out your energy, understanding what you can give to a situation, how much you should give to a situation, and alchemizing or transmuting that energy. But this is you now being given the opportunity to master your emotions, and that can only really be done from this place of solitude, of separateness. But it did say in that oracle card, from what I can remember, that it's temporary. It's not something that's long lasting. What I'm going to do now is pull another. I really like those oracle cards that came out, so I'm going to use the same deck to pull our message from Spirit to give us some guidance for the next couple of days. And bearing in mind, like I said, we do have this full moon, and full moons are like a perfect opportunity for you to release what is no longer serving you, what is no longer working in your world. And the fact that this is a full moon in the sign of Libra, it's releasing what is causing an imbalance. It's caused, so we're looking at our partnerships here, like I said, with the balancing of the masculine and the feminine. Right, okay, let's have a look what we've got. Alice in a sea of tears, cast away, out of your depth, feeling abandoned. Yeah, for some of you, like I said, that are struggling with this hermit energy, or being in this period of solitude or aloneness that we're dealing with on a global scale at the moment, you may feel abandoned. You may feel out of your depth on an emotional level, but you're being encouraged to reconnect with your heart, with your soul, balance out your emotions. Like I said, sort of bring the masculine and the feminine. Like our masculine energy is the doer, it's the action, it's the right, things need to be done in this particular way. Whereas our feminine energy is our nurturing energy, it's our receiving energy, what we allow into our lives. So it's about bringing those into harmony. This is card number 11. And 11 is a master number. So it's about mastering this feeling of feeling abandoned. And you can only do that through, as I've said before, by going within, by soul searching, by no longer seeking external validation or answers from those outside of yourself. Now, I'm going to read that directly from the book. And let's see what we've got. Number 11. Alice in the Sea of Tears. Okay. Right, okay. I'm going to hold this up so you guys can see the image. You've been through a very emotional time and have finally released your need to hold on. You have let go, or have been let go of, and the emotional aftermath has been overwhelming. You are about to see that your sadness can continue to create the rough waters that have thrown you about, and that you will finally make it to shore. Now the challenge is to move on from this with wisdom in place, without repeating what has led to this manifestation. You can do it, and by being more like the rat, and there's like a rat and a crab that are sort of bobbing on the surface of the water. So you can do it, and by being more like the rat with his neat compartmental nature, and the crab with a hard outer shell for protection, you will come through this tough time. You are wiser now, less emotionally ready to be hurt, and far more capable of remaining yourself, even walking as you do in the harsh world. If you feel very alone, help is coming and will soon be with you. Although you may be feeling you have made a great mistake, given all the upheaval, in time you will know that you have done exactly the right thing. Dry your tears, help is here. Well done on making such an important change. Wow. I'm so glad I read that, because it completely ties into the weekend reading. And when we had the Temperance card, I spoke about, you know, you've learned lessons. There was a 7 of Swords and a 10 of Swords. If you haven't seen that reading and this reading resonates, please go back and watch it, because it spoke about having been through a really difficult time, but also having learnt lessons that weren't going to allow you to throw yourself into emotional situations in the same way that you did in the past. And that is this alchemy of the Temperance card. It's the balancing of your masculine and feminine energies. So if there's been a karmic situation that you've recently released yourself from, as it says with this Hermit card, there's an opportunity here for you to gain the wisdom, to gain the enlightenment, to raise your vibration. Even though it may not feel like you've done the right thing at the moment, you've opened your heart chakra, or you're at a reset point or a new emotional beginning that is placing you perfectly where you're meant to be. That's either leading you towards, like I say, more like-minded, on an emotional level people. Absolutely beautiful. Right, I'm going to pull, to wrap this up, one of our mind, body and spirit messages. Whoa, well that's not the right deck. And yeah, tie this up. Right, let's go with this one. And we have Cupid. We send great waves of love into your heart and mind, awakening your love for life itself. Your clear decision to accept and enjoy romance has triggered this reawakening. Allow yourself to spontaneously celebrate love in all of its glorious aspects. And like I said, we've got this Ace of Cups here, so there is an awakening of your heart space, possibly after a long time of it being closed off for whatever reason. But it's about you now realizing that you made the right choice, you made the right decision, and you're able to now walk through life from this hermit, this higher perspective, this higher vantage point, with a more balanced sense of self and a mastery of your emotions. Right then, guys, I hope this helped. I hope you managed to get something from it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.